Imagine this, a desolate island battered by the unforgiving waves of the North Atlantic. The wind howls relentlessly, and the sea roars with a ferocity that seems almost alive. Perched precariously on its highest point, a solitary lighthouse stands, sentinel, its walls weathered by countless storms, yet steadfast in its duty. Its beam, a beacon of hope for sailors navigating treacherous waters, cuts through the dense fog and darkness, a lifeline in the vast, unforgiving ocean. But on December 26, 1900, that beacon of hope flickered and died. The light that once guided so many to safety was extinguished. The lighthouse keepers, 3 men entrusted with guiding others to safety, had vanished. Their quarters were found in disarray, as if they had left in a hurry. Their disappearance, shrouded in mystery, would captivate the world for over a century. Newspapers of the time were filled with speculation and theories. No distress call, no trace. Only silence echoed from the windswept cliffs of the Flannan Isles, a place where the line between reality and myth often blurs. This cluster of 7 islands, lying 20 miles west of the Outer Hebrides in Scotland, became the epicenter of one of the most enduring maritime mysteries. What force could so completely erase 3 men from the face of the earth? Was it the relentless fury of the sea, a rogue wave swallowing them whole, or perhaps it was something more sinister, a darker force lurking in the shadows, waiting to claim its next victims? Theories ranged from the plausible to the fantastical. Some whispered of sea monsters, others of ghostly apparitions. The Flannan Isles Lighthouse, a symbol of human resilience against the relentless power of nature, now stood as a chilling testament to the mysteries that lie hidden beneath the waves. The keepers, their faces etched with the hardships of life at sea, became ghosts in the night. Their fate, a chilling reminder of the fragility of human existence. Their story, passed down through generations, continues to haunt the imaginations of those who hear it. Join us as we delve into the chilling true story of the Flannan Isles Lighthouse Keepers, piecing together the fragments of a century-old enigma. Through old records, personal accounts, and the haunting landscape itself, we seek to uncover the truth behind their mysterious disappearance. Piecing together the fragments of a century-old enigma, we embark on a journey into the unknown, where the line between fact and fiction is as turbulent as the sea itself. The year is 1900. Meet James Duckett, Thomas Marshall, and Donald MacArthur, 3 experienced lighthouse keepers, bound by duty and the unforgiving rhythm of the sea. They are the latest in a long line of men tasked with maintaining the vital light on the Flannan Isles, a lonely vigil far from the comforts of civilization. Life on the islands is harsh, a constant battle against the elements. The men work tirelessly, their days a cycle of meticulous record-keeping, lamp maintenance and watchful vigilance. They brave howling winds, torrential rain, and the crushing isolation of their remote outpost. But they are not alone. The rhythmic crashing of waves against the cliffs provides a constant soundtrack to their lives. The cries of seabirds fill the air, their mournful calls echoing the loneliness felt by the keepers. In the evenings, huddled around a flickering oil lamp, they share stories, their voices a fragile counterpoint to the howling wind. These men, weathered and hardened by the sea, are the guardians of the Flannan Light, a symbol of hope in the vast and unforgiving expanse of the North Atlantic. Little do they know that their names will forever be etched in maritime history, forever bound to a chilling mystery that continues to baffle and intrigue to this day. December 1900. A winter storm fiercer than any in recent memory descends upon the Flannan Isles. Waves, towering and frothing with rage, lash against the cliffs, their thunderous roar echoing across the desolate landscape. The wind, a howling banshee, whips around the lighthouse, its fury threatening to tear the structure from its precarious perch. Inside, James, Thomas and Donald huddle together, their faces illuminated by the warm glow of the oil lamp. The storm, a familiar foe, rages outside, its fury a stark reminder of the raw power of nature. They know their duty to keep the light burning, to guide ships safely through the treacherous waters. Days turn into nights, the storm an unrelenting force. Communication with the mainland is impossible, the telegraph lines severed by the wind's fury. The keepers, isolated and vulnerable, are left to face the elements alone, their fate hanging precariously in the balance. On the mainland, concern grows. The light, a steadfast beacon for so long, remains dark. A sense of dread settles over the nearby port towns, a chilling premonition of the tragedy that awaits. December 26, 1900. The storm abates, leaving behind an eerie silence. The sea, once a raging beast, now lies calm, as if exhausted from its own fury. The air is thick with anticipation, a prelude to the enigma that is about to unfold. The relief ship, Hesperus, finally reaches the Flannan Isles, its arrival heralding the start of a mystery that will captivate the world. The crew aboard is eager yet apprehensive, unaware of the strange events that await them on the isolated island. As the crew disembarks, a sense of unease washes over them. The island, usually bustling with the activities of the lighthouse keepers, is eerily quiet. The only sound is the gentle lapping of waves against the shore. The lighthouse gate, usually securely fastened, stands open. This small detail, seemingly insignificant, sends a shiver down the spine of the crew. It is the first sign that something is terribly wrong. The landing platform, normally bustling with activity, is eerily deserted. No welcoming committee, no signs of life. The crew members exchange worried glances, their unease growing with each passing moment. An unsettling stillness hangs in the air, broken only by the cries of seabirds circling overhead. The island, once a beacon of safety, now feels like a ghostly remnant of its former self. Inside the lighthouse, a scene of chaos. The clock has stopped. Chairs are overturned. It is as if time itself has come to a standstill, frozen in the midst of some frantic activity. A half-eaten meal sits on the table as if abandoned in haste. The food, now cold and unappetizing, is a silent witness to the sudden departure of the keepers. But there is no sign of the keepers. The rooms are empty, devoid of the men who once lived and worked here. Their personal belongings remain untouched, adding to the mystery. James, Thomas, and Donald have vanished without a trace. These men, dedicated to their duty, have disappeared as if swallowed by the island itself. The logbook, a meticulous record of life on the island, offers tantalizing clues but no answers. The entries detail the daily routines, the weather, and the keepers' observations, but nothing that explains their sudden disappearance. The final entry, dated December 15th, speaks of fierce storms, of waves crashing over the lantern room, of fear, then silence. The abrupt end to the logbook entries is as haunting as the empty lighthouse itself. The pages after that remain blank, a chilling testament to the mystery that unfolded on that remote island. The silence of the logbook mirrors the silence of the island, both echoing with unanswered questions. What happened to the keepers of the Flannan Isles Lighthouse? Where did they go? The questions linger, haunting the minds of those who hear the tale. Join us as we delve deeper into the investigation, examining the evidence, exploring the theories, and attempting to unravel one of the most enduring mysteries of the sea. The story of the Flannan Isles Lighthouse keepers is far from over, and the search for answers continues. The unforgiving isolation of the Flannan Isles demanded a special breed of man. These men were not just ordinary individuals. They were chosen for their resilience, their ability to withstand the harshest of conditions, and their unwavering dedication to their duty. The Flannan Isles, with their remote and treacherous location, were no place for the faint-hearted. Only those with a strong spirit and a steadfast resolve could endure the challenges that came with being a lighthouse keeper in such a desolate place. These were not just lighthouse keepers, they were sentinels standing watch over a desolate kingdom of sea and sky. Their role was crucial, for they were the guardians of the light that guided sailors safely through the perilous waters. The lighthouse was more than just a structure, it was a beacon of hope, a symbol of safety in the midst of the relentless ocean. The keeper's presence was a testament to human endurance and the will to protect others even in the face of overwhelming odds. Their lives were governed by the relentless rhythm of the tides, the changing seasons, and the ever-present dangers of their isolated existence. Each day brought new challenges, from the fierce storms that battered the lighthouse to the long, lonely nights spent keeping watch. The keepers had to be ever vigilant, for a single mistake could mean disaster. Their dedication was unwavering, and their commitment to their duty was absolute. They lived by the light and for the light, ensuring that it never faltered, no matter the cost. 3 men bound by duty and the shared experience of life on the edge of the world formed a brotherhood at the Flannan Isles Lighthouse. Their bond was forged in the crucible of their shared hardships and the unique challenges they faced. They relied on each other for support, for companionship, and for the strength to carry on. In the isolation of the Flannan Isles, their camaraderie was a lifeline, a source of comfort and solidarity in an otherwise unforgiving environment. They came from different walks of life, each carrying their own stories, their own hopes, and their own secrets. Some were seasoned sailors, others were men seeking a new beginning, but all were united by their commitment to the lighthouse. Their diverse backgrounds brought a richness to their interactions, and their shared experiences created a deep sense of understanding and mutual respect. Each keeper brought something unique to the team, and together They formed a cohesive unit, capable of facing any challenge that came their way. But they were united by their commitment to the light, a symbol of hope and safety for sailors navigating the treacherous waters of the North Atlantic. The light was their responsibility, their sacred duty, and they took it very seriously. It was a beacon that pierced the darkness, a guiding star for those lost at sea. The keepers understood the importance of their role, and they dedicated themselves to ensuring that the light never wavered, that it always shone brightly, no matter the circumstances. Their days were long, their work physically demanding and mentally draining. From dawn till dusk, and through the long nights, they toiled tirelessly to keep the lighthouse operational. The maintenance of the light was a never-ending task, requiring constant attention and care. The keepers had to be skilled in a variety of tasks, from mechanical repairs to cleaning and upkeep. Their work was exhausting, but they took pride in it, knowing that their efforts were vital to the safety of countless sailors. They took turns manning the light, meticulously cleaning and maintaining the intricate mechanism and keeping detailed records in the logbook. The logbook was a vital record of their daily activities, a testament to their diligence and dedication. Every entry was a snapshot of their lives, a glimpse into the challenges they faced and the triumphs they achieved. The keepers took great care in their record-keeping, knowing that it was an important part of their duty. Their meticulous attention to detail ensured that the lighthouse operated smoothly and efficiently. They endured harsh weather, battled loneliness, and lived with the constant awareness that danger lurked just beyond the rocky shores of their tiny island home. The isolation was profound, and the sense of vulnerability was ever present. Yet they faced these challenges with courage and determination, knowing that their work was essential. The keepers were acutely aware of the risks, but they accepted them as part of their duty. Their resilience and fortitude were a testament to the human spirit's ability to endure and overcome even the most daunting obstacles. But they were not mere automatons, going through the motions of their solitary existence. They were individuals with thoughts, emotions, and dreams. Each keeper had his own way of coping with the isolation and the demands of the job. Some found solace in the beauty of the natural world around them, while others drew strength from their inner resolve. They were men who, despite the hardships, found moments of peace and reflection in their unique surroundings. They were men of flesh and blood, with families they loved, dreams they held close, and fears that whispered in the darkness. The keepers were not immune to the emotional toll of their isolation. They missed their loved ones, longed for the comforts of home, and faced their own personal demons. Letters from home were cherished, providing a vital connection to the world beyond the lighthouse. These glimpses of their personal lives remind us that, despite their stoic exterior, the keepers were deeply human, with all the vulnerabilities and strengths that come with it. Let us delve into the lives of these three men, the keepers of the Flannan Light, and attempt to understand the human faces behind the mystery that has haunted the world for over a century. Their story is one of courage, resilience, and the enduring human spirit. As we explore their lives, we gain a deeper appreciation for the sacrifices they made and the legacy they left behind. The mystery of the Flannan Isles Lighthouse is not just a tale of disappearance. It is a story of the men who dedicated their lives to the light and the enduring impact they had on the world. James Ducat, the principal keeper, was a man of the sea. Years spent battling storms and navigating treacherous currents had etched lines of experience onto his face, his eyes reflecting the wisdom of a life spent at the mercy of nature's whims. He was a natural leader, his calm demeanor and air of quiet authority earning him the respect of the men under his command. Ducat was a stickler for rules and routine, his meticulous attention to detail ensuring the smooth operation of the lighthouse. He ran a tight ship, so to speak, his expectations clear, his orders carried out without question, but beneath the gruff exterior beat the heart of a family man. He missed his wife and children dearly, their absence keenly felt during the long, lonely nights on the island. Letters from home were his lifeline, each word savoured, each photograph held close to his heart. He would often sit in his quarters, the flickering lamplight illuminating his weather-beaten face, reading and rereading the news from home, finding solace in the love of his family. Ducat was a man of duty, bound by honour and responsibility, but he carried the weight of their absence heavily, a constant ache in his heart. Thomas Marshall, the assistant keeper, was a man of quiet competence. He was the steady hand, the reliable one, always ready to lend a hand and offer a reassuring word. He had a gentle nature, a calming presence that often eased the tensions that inevitably arose from their isolated existence. Marshall was a man of faith, finding solace in prayer and reflection. He was a meticulous record keeper, his handwriting neat and precise in the logbook. He took pride in his work, approaching each task with quiet dedication. Marshall was a keen observer of nature, fascinated by the seabirds that nested on the cliffs and the ever-changing moods of the sea. He would often spend hours watching the waves crash against the rocks, lost in contemplation, finding solace in the vastness of the natural world. He missed the company of his fellow parishioners, the warmth of community, but he found a different kind of peace on the Flannan Isles, a spiritual connection to the raw power and beauty of the natural world. Donald MacArthur, the youngest of the three, was a man of few words. He was a strong and capable worker, his physical strength a valuable asset on the island. He had a quiet intensity about him, a brooding presence that sometimes made the other keepers uneasy. MacArthur was a private man, his past shrouded in mystery. He had a quick temper, a fiery streak that sometimes flared up in the close quarters of the lighthouse. He missed the company of women, the camaraderie of the pub, the simple pleasures of life on the mainland. MacArthur was restless, his youthful energy often at odds with the monotonous routine of lighthouse life. He would often pace the cliffs, his silhouette a dark figure against the windswept sky, lost in his thoughts. He seemed haunted by something, a darkness that lingered beneath the surface. MacArthur was a man of contradictions, a volatile mix of strength and vulnerability, his inner turmoil hidden behind a mask of stoicism. Despite their differences, these three men formed a bond, forged in the crucible of their shared isolation. They relied on each other for companionship, for support, for survival. They worked together, ate together, and shared their hopes and fears during the long, dark nights. They played cards by the light of the oil lamp, their laughter echoing through the empty rooms of the lighthouse. They told stories of their past lives, their voices filling the silence with echoes of a world beyond the waves. They argued, they reconciled, they found moments of joy and camaraderie in the most unlikely of places. The Flannan Isles Lighthouse, a lonely sentinel in a vast and unforgiving sea, became their shared home, a place of both confinement and unexpected connection. They were the keepers of the light, but they were also keepers of each other's secrets, their lives intertwined in ways none of them could have imagined. The Hesperus, a ship dispatched from the mainland, cut through the choppy waves towards the Flannan Isles. Aboard, Captain James Harvey and his crew carried a growing unease. The lighthouse, normally a reliable beacon, stood dark and silent, its light extinguished as if swallowed by the grey expanse of sea and sky. As they drew closer, a chilling sight awaited them. The usually well-maintained landing platform lay in disarray, equipment strewn about as if abandoned in haste. The iron gate, a testament to the keeper's meticulous routine, stood wide open, a silent sentinel guarding an empty domain. An unnatural stillness hung over the island, broken only by the mournful cries of gulls circling overhead. Captain Harvey, his weathered face etched with concern, led a small group ashore. Each step on the windswept rock seemed to amplify the unsettling silence. The lighthouse door, usually bolted shut against the elements, creaked open, revealing a scene that sent shivers down their spines. The interior, usually a haven of order and routine, lay in disarray. Chairs overturned, a half-eaten meal lay on the table, and personal belongings scattered about as if caught in a sudden struggle. Yet there was no sign of the keepers, no indication of their whereabouts. It was as if the sea itself had reached out and snatched them away. Captain Harvey, a seasoned mariner accustomed to the capricious nature of the sea, found himself grappling with a chilling possibility. The keepers had vanished. With a heavy heart, he instructed his men to search every inch of the lighthouse and the surrounding island. The search party fanned out, their calls echoing unanswered across the desolate landscape. They scoured the cliffs, their boots slipping on the rain-slicked rocks, their eyes scanning the churning sea for any sign of the missing men. Each passing hour deepened the mystery, adding layers of dread and uncertainty to the already oppressive atmosphere. Telegrams, their urgency underscored by the gravity of the situation, crackled across the wires to the mainland. News of the keeper's disappearance spread like wildfire, igniting a maelstrom of speculation and concern in the coastal towns and villages. Families clung to hope, praying for the safe return of their loved ones, while authorities grappled with the baffling circumstances surrounding their disappearance. The investigation had begun, but the answers, it seemed, lay hidden somewhere beneath the waves, shrouded in the same impenetrable mystery that had enveloped the Flannan Isles for centuries. Days turned into weeks, the relentless North Atlantic wind whipping at the search parties as they combed the island. Every crevice, every cave, every stretch of treacherous coastline was meticulously examined, yet the mystery deepened. The rugged landscape yielded no clues, only whispers of wind and the echoing cries of seabirds. Divers, their movements hampered by the turbulent waters, braved the frigid depths surrounding the island, their searchlights cutting through the murky darkness, but their efforts proved futile. The sea, it seemed, had swallowed its secrets whole, leaving behind an eerie silence that spoke volumes. Theories, ranging from the plausible to the outlandish, began to circulate amongst the search parties and back on the mainland. Had a rogue wave swept the keepers away? Did they meet with foul play at the hands of pirates or foreign interlopers? Or had some unknown force, born of the island's isolation and unforgiving nature, claimed them for its own? The investigation, hampered by the limitations of the time and the unforgiving environment, seemed no closer to unraveling the truth behind the keeper's disappearance. The Flannan Isles, once a symbol of human resilience against the elements, now stood as a stark reminder of the mysteries that lie hidden beneath the waves, waiting to ensnare those who dare to challenge their depths. Amidst the growing despair, the lighthouse logbook emerged as a beacon of hope, a tangible link to the missing men. Each entry, meticulously recorded, offered a glimpse into their daily routine and their state of mind. The final entries painted a picture of growing unease, with ferocious storms and waves crashing over the lantern room. One entry, written in a shaky hand, simply read, "Stormbound, seas the likes of which I have never seen." The following pages were blank, the silence deafening. What had the keepers witnessed in those final days? As news of the Flannan Isles mystery spread, theories began to circulate like flotsam on the tide. Some pointed to the treacherous weather conditions, speculating that a rogue wave had swept the keepers away. Others whispered of darker possibilities, like pirates or foreign spies. Local folklore offered even more fantastical explanations, such as kelpies or the blue men of Minch. The theories, each more outlandish than the last, served only to deepen the mystery. The truth lay somewhere in the murky depths between fact and fiction. Despite an exhaustive investigation, the disappearance of the Flannan Isles Lighthouse keepers remains one of the most enduring maritime mysteries. Over a century later, the Flannan Isles mystery continues to captivate and intrigue, inspiring countless books and documentaries. Was it a tragic accident or a darker force? The answer remains elusive. The most prevalent theory points to the unforgiving nature of the North Atlantic. The winter of 1900 had seen some of the fiercest storms, with towering waves and hurricane-force winds. Could the keepers have fallen victim to a rogue wave? The logbook entries lend credence to this theory. The keepers' descriptions of waves crashing over the lantern room paint a vivid picture of the raw power unleashed upon the island. Perhaps one or more of the keepers, venturing out to secure equipment, was caught off guard by a sudden surge. This theory, while plausible, fails to account for the undisturbed state of some areas of the lighthouse. The isolation of the Flannan Isles rendered it vulnerable to those who operated outside the law. Could the keepers have fallen victim to foul play, their disappearance the result of piracy or smuggling? Rumours of illegal activities in the waters surrounding the Hebrides were not uncommon. Could the keepers have stumbled upon a smuggling operation or encountered individuals with something to hide? This theory, while compelling, lacks concrete evidence. No signs of a struggle were found at the lighthouse. Was it a crime perfectly executed, or were the whispers of foul play merely figments of an overactive imagination? For some, rational explanations fail to satisfy the need to make sense of the inexplicable. The Flannan Isles, steeped in maritime lore, became fertile ground for supernatural theories. Local legends spoke of kelpies, shape-shifting water spirits known to lure sailors to their deaths. Could the keepers have been drawn to the edge of the cliffs by these siren-like calls? Others whispered of the blue men of Minch, mythical creatures said to control the weather. While these theories offer a tantalizing glimpse into the power of imagination, they lack any basis in scientific evidence. One intriguing theory emerged from a keen observer of nature. The Flannan Isles, home to a variety of seabirds, were familiar territory to ornithologists. Great skuas, known for their aggressive territoriality, were a formidable presence on the islands. Could the keepers have inadvertently disturbed a nesting site, triggering a defensive attack? This theory offered a plausible explanation for the lack of a struggle or any sign of an intruder. However, it fails to account for the disappearance of all three keepers. One perplexing detail emerged: the disappearance of the lighthouse's primary lantern. This heavy piece of equipment, crucial to the operation of the light, was missing from its usual position. Some theories suggest that the keepers might have attempted to lower the lantern for repairs during a storm. Perhaps a rogue wave caught them off guard, washing one or more of the men along with the lantern into the sea. Others speculate that the missing lantern points to a more sinister possibility. The missing lantern, rather than providing answers, only deepens the mystery. The disappearance of the Flannan Isles Lighthouse keepers remains one of the most enduring mysteries. Despite countless investigations and numerous theories, the truth behind that fateful December night continues to elude us. What do you think really happened on that fateful night on the Flannan Isles? The wind continues to howl across the desolate expanse of the Flannan Isles, a constant reminder of the mystery. Despite exhaustive investigations, the fate of James Duckett, Thomas Marshall, and Donald MacArthur remains elusive. The sea has swallowed its secrets, leaving behind unanswered questions and the unsettling feeling that some truths are destined to remain hidden. The Flannan Isles mystery has transcended a simple missing persons case, evolving into a chilling parable about the fragility of human existence. The story of the Flannan Isles Lighthouse keepers has become woven into Scottish folklore. The keepers, their individual lives lost to time, have been transformed into almost mythical figures. The island itself has become synonymous with the unknown, a place where reality blurs with the supernatural. The keepers, though lost to their families, have found a different kind of immortality, their story forever intertwined with the island's legend. Was it the relentless fury of the sea, a monstrous wave sweeping the keepers from their posts? Or did a more sinister force claim them? The theories abound, each offering a tantalizing glimpse into the realm of possibility. The truth, shrouded in the mists of time and the unforgiving depths of the North Atlantic, remains as elusive as ever. What do you think really happened on that fateful December night? The answer remains shrouded in mystery.